Hi, welcome to our reading for February 2017. Remember, it's a general reading, so see what feels right for you. See which sign symbols, bells, whistles, messages, energies resonate for you and bring you clarity to what you're wondering, concerned, confused, inquiring, dreaming, praying about. We're all children of God. We're all psychic. We're not all going through the same thing at the same time, at the same pace. So see what feels right for you. It could be one sign, and that brings you clarity. It could be the whole reading. It could make sense later. In the end, always use your logic and intuition together to make sound decisions based in love for the highest, greatest good of everybody. So we're all uplifted in love. See how it feels for you. How you ride these energetic waves that come through here is always up to you. Is it your wave? Is it not your wave? Are you waiting for another wave, preparing for that wave, crashing into the wave, riding the wave, or ignoring the wave? Also, feel free to make this an interactive video if you want to pull some cards for yourself. And if you have some time, try to check out the musical playlist below. See if there's more depth for this reading for you in any of those songs, or just enjoy the music. I love you guys so much. I missed you. Thank you for being here. I hope you enjoy the reading. I'll see you in a moment. Hi, Scorpio. Welcome to our reading for February 2017 for Scorpio. Sun, Moon, and Rising. Let's begin and see what kind of energy is coming through for February 2017. Let's see what God's source, Holy Spirit, our higher self, angels, and energies of love have for the highest, greatest good of all. Let's get clarity and focus on the energies coming through for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising, and clarity to ride these energies best. We're going to start with one card and get a nice focus and foundation to February 2017 for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising. What is this? This is a nice card. As Vincenzo makes his squeaky sounds, this is the person with the bird. It's the independent person. It's sometimes not having any company around you and being completely comfortable with your own company or talking to a bird. At least the bird talks back. It could be like you and your animals. It's just that beautiful completion energy, Scorpio, of you being good, being you. You know, I always see like somebody painting the walls however they like, you know, preparing your food how you desire, you know, what quenches your desire now and in an hour. It's following your rules and also, you know, making some rules for yourself. So you're not just doing this and doing that and there's no structure to your world. It's both. It's being able to do this and do that and have structure so you can do it all. In this card, you have it all, Scorpio. This card is having it all except company, except that extra companionship that's going on. But this comes through so you're good on your own, so you're not relying on anything else other than you to make you happy. So if this comes through and it's time, whether that's a breakup or something that happened and now you have the place on your own, it's up to you what you do with that space, that place, that time. Make it valuable, make it worth your time. Figure out what you like again, you know? Or it could be just, you could be in a relationship, but just really good on your own, really independent. It would be a really beautiful, harmonious relationship to not have to call someone and see where they are every few minutes throughout the night. This is just a person who's completely comfortable. I mean, whoever this is knows whoever they're with is coming home to her or him because this is a place to be, you know? It's pretty awesome here. Even if it's just you and your animals, it's loving that time you have with you and your animals, taking your dog on a walk, hanging out with your bird, riding your horse, You know, even I'm getting like a dog park, like going somewhere and seeing someone else who's pretty independent and they sort of like the same thing as you, you know, but you come together at some point. There's a dove here. This is like when Vincenzo is being a sweet boy and letting me pet his feathers and not dinosaur boy and chasing me around the house. So, you know, there are different personalities that go along with even animals, even your environment, you know, what comes through on a day-to-day basis that erupts your environment, makes something rumble, changes something up, makes something brighter. Whatever it is, it's a real world here. It's a real life, it's real situations, and it's a real day-to-day thing. Not every day is rainbows and butterflies, you know, but you learn to deal with the rain. I see like a little kid coloring inside and loving the storm. Make it work, make it beautiful. If you have time inside, indoors in the storm, make it awesome. Make it a snow day, make it a you day. You know, this is figuring out what you want. What's good for you, what's not good for you. It's a 9, it's completion. I get opinion. It's having a good solid opinion, stance, idea on something, being grounded in your environment. It's feeling fulfilled in your surroundings here, Scorpio, because it's a coins card. It's a 9. It's also very androgynous. I like that the card is like neutral. Could be anyone here. I mean, he has a very fancy brooch going on, but still, there's a gentleness and a masculinity here, you know? I see so many emeralds. Like the emerald energy is really prominent here. What else? It's like lilies, and I want to say like hydrangeas, and maybe like lilacs or violets. I see lilacs first. And when I see lilacs, I smell lilacs. So maybe there's something with essence or smell, even perfume, Scorpio, sensitive to smell, even just basic sensitivity to your environment. You know, this is the person that can walk into any room and know what was going on there. Just by walking in, they know. That's probably you, Scorpio. You're pretty psychic naturally. You know, you might not... I think you guys know you're pretty right a lot of the time. Sometimes it just... If you're silent too much on those things that you feel and those things that you know, sometimes you don't find out that you're right unless you're a big mouth and you just spew it out there, and then sometimes you find out you're right a lot. So you're probably right a lot more than you even know. And you probably know you're right a lot, you know? So trust your energy, I want to say, in an environment, a room, a job, with a person. It could be a beautiful person having a shitty day, you know, and you could see that you could still like that person. Like, I'm getting like you sort of like the bitch in someone. That was sort of weird to come through. Like, you sort of respect that a little bit, but, you know, maybe there's just a respect there, and when they need to have their own day and you don't need to make the day shittier. That could even be you. You know, I feel like if someone's coming through, they respect you, they get you. I feel like they're confident with you. I feel like you're straight up. This person's pretty straight up. Or there's someone pretty straight up about what they want around you because of how you are around them. I also see peace here. There's 2 doves, actually. There's one flying. So there's something coming home, something landing, something coming back. You're protecting something in the meantime, like taking care of the nest, making something beautiful. I'm even getting like, if you have some time where you're between a relationship or something like that. I mean, this could be like a homemaker, like somebody who can just make their environment beautiful. They can even go to someone else's house and make their house beautiful, you know, but I'm getting that if it's a space, if it's a place where you're on your own, make it your own. Make that time worth it. Maybe clear space. If there is time to clear space and there's something that's not there anymore, don't cling on to the old energies going on in that space. Clean it up. Get rid of it. Make it yours. I'm getting like, you know, if you had a breakup, Scorpio, forevs ago, and you're still like holding on pictures and shit, and like, it's just making you feel weird every time you see it, or you smell that cologne every time it goes by, or that perfume, and like, Just, you don't have to get rid of it. If it makes you feel bad, put it in a box, put it in the closet, put it in the garage, do what you have to do, give stuff away, do what you have to do and make it beautiful for you again. Because I feel like if that was something and you have alone time or dating time or whatever, that could be weird. You start dating, you know, they see weird pictures. It's just time to clear some energy and make it about you again. Even if you're in a relationship, you know, you can be this and be independent when you could have a home business and your partner goes away to work and you have that whole place by yourself all day long, or you and the kids all day long. What are you going to do with it? You could still make it beautiful with, you know, your partner in mind, but I think this is coming in for you to have a you room, a you space, a you something. So you don't have to feel like it's always about you and coordinating your opinions with someone else. This is coming through to give you something for you. So you feel good in your space without everyone else's opinions, unless you ask. You know, that kind of thing. All right. There's also a Virgo energy here. So you could be dealing with a Virgo. You know, it could be an earthy energy. And it's communication here with Mercury. So it's all about how you communicate, maybe. Maybe you just need to say, I need some space. Or, you know, maybe, I still see paint colors for some reason. Like picking paint colors. I don't know why, Scorpio. I'm not sure why the wall color is coming through at all. So, let's continue. Let's get another card for Scorpio. Clarity on the Nine of Coins. Nine's just completion. It's good. It's like filling up the environment, filling up your space with good stuff that you feel good around. It's not getting in your way and tripping you up. You know, you're not tripping and falling on anything here. I just see there's so much essence. I want to say essence. Like, you know, when you walk into, you get familiar with someone's smell and you're comfortable with their house, or you know someone well and you walk into the house and it smells totally different. Or sometimes you have a house where the person smells one way and they have like roommates or family members or something like that and they smell different. I would say more roommates, because family members probably smell similar-ish. Maybe a husband or a wife, something like that. Maybe like, you know, the in-law kind of thing smells a little different. But I feel like, I don't know why I'm getting smell, but I feel like maybe if it's someone you know, like don't judge the smell if it's the in-law. Like that smell, that's such a weird thing to say, Scorpio. Like maybe there's someone who has someone there and it's maybe if you get used to them more, you'll understand their smells. I feel like you're attracted to somebody's smell, but there might be something weird about a place. But don't make that a turn off until you know it better. It might be just something weird. Maybe you could just clean up the smell. All right. I'm getting like maybe a refrigerator even. Scorpio, maybe it's time to just clean out the refrigerator, you know, see if there's anything on the shelf there that's starting to be like a science experiment and maybe get rid of it. You know, you might have some company coming over soon and, you know, you don't want there to be a bunch of dishes in your sink and everything a mess and dirty laundry and underwear on the floor if someone shows up and they want to go into the bathroom. So get your place looking spiffy. Get yourself feeling spiffy. I feel like this person likes to have their place in order and then they go out because they don't want to go out and come home to a mess. It's just too stressful when they're out to know they're coming home to a mess. So they'll be late, fashionably late if they have to. They're not so worried about that. They're only going to stay at that party as long as they choose anyway, right? But if someone comes home or wants to come for a visit or whatever, everything's good when you get back. So let's get another card. Or it could be you going over someone's house, Scorpio, and like they're like embarrassed because maybe their underwear on the floor and they didn't expect you to come over, and I feel like you wouldn't care. You'd be good. They might feel weird, especially if it's a Virgo. They probably feel weird. They probably feel like they have to explain it all. Just let them alone. They'll get over it and they'll get comfortable pretty fast. All right. Let's get another card for Scorpio for February 2017. Scorpio, I just want to say I love you guys. Thank you so much. You were actually my finale video for the February videos. I just do random order and you're my finale. So thank you. All right, let's get another card for Scorpio. Sun, Moon, and Rising. Clarity for February 2017. Clarity on the 9 of Coins. Oh, Scorpio. So you have the Knight of Air coming through here. So this could be you. This could be somebody to get you out of the house, sweeps you off your feet. I mean, this person's pretty direct. They're not going to beat around the bush. They're not going to go for the corny one-liners unless that one-liner works. They're going to go right for what they want. They don't always have a plan. They just know what they want. And they go for it. So the plan comes later. All right, this is an air energy, a swords energy. It could be you. You could have air in your chart, clarity on what you want. You know, maybe not exactly the whole picture on how to go about it, but you know the direction. You know what you got to do. You know where the on is, and you're going to hit on something. So if you have time, this could be someone else too. This could be someone that sees you, Scorpio, and they're on. They're helpful. They're making plans. They're doing things with you. I'm getting that they drive pretty far, or driving far for some reason. Intelligent, decisive, idealistic, and tireless. Is there a song I drove all night? I think there is. I'll put that below. That just came through. I also thought of the Breathe Me song by Sia, because it was at the very last, I saw like the very, very, very last scene of 6 Feet Under. That was really random, where she drives away in the car and that song by Sia comes on. So I'll put that below for you guys. Your knight is riding a unicorn that has its horn just like sparkly, shining, lighting the way like it's Rudolph the Red-Horned Reindeer. You know, it's like, you're looking to the skies, you're looking up, you have a sort of truth. You want the truth on something, maybe on someone, maybe on this person. I feel like this person's bringing truth to you, or wants the truth on something about you, or wants to clear something up, or I'm getting like get through the brush, you know, to get through the jungle, to get through that. I see like, what is that, romancing the stone or Jewel of the Nile, one of them, where he has the big ass machete and he's like, you know, and she's just like, you know, like damsel in distress, but you'll like it. And by the end, she's pretty badass. You know, I'm getting that it's not, especially with this, you're not a damsel in distress. You can do everything perfectly fine on your own. So maybe you both have a way to cut through the red tape, cut through everything and make your own path and make a big road through. You know, I feel like it's effortless. You know, it's like energizing to get through something, to clear away, to have communication somewhere. So maybe you get the plan as you communicate, you know, like conversation by conversation, nugget of truth by nugget of truth, situation healed by situation healed. You know, every day is different. You know, it's a new chapter every day. It's a new, I'm getting energetic level with this one. I feel like they might pass out cold after all that energy is spent somewhere. I feel like they also need to just sit down and think. Sometimes they rush too fast and they need to sit before they rush to make sure they do it the right way, because sometimes when they rush too fast, they get the wrong result. So if there's something that this person wants a really good result with, maybe you're helping them make something abundant and fulfilling in their world instead of just flaky and there for a moment and fleeting. You know, or this person's coming in to get you to start doing something, so you start making some plans as you do it. Maybe you just need to move already. You know, it could be just thinking clearly, like moving already. Like it could be after writer's block. There's a song, I think it's just Jack. I'll put that below. It's called Writer's Block. I can't think of any lyrics from that right now, but I can see the title. So, events that occur with great speed, take time to carefully review your options, and it's creative solutions. So even though he is very mental, he needs to take that mental mind energy and circulate it into something creative to balance it out, to balance his heart and his mind, so it's just not stuck in one or the other, you know? So usually that's where the physical thing comes in. Yeah, I feel like this night's pretty good with like they're the one that takes something apart and puts it back together. Maybe the same way, maybe missing a part so they can do it again, but they prefer the process of taking something apart and putting it together themselves more than whatever it is they were putting together. Like, they're going to put your furniture together for you. They're going to do the plans. They want to be a little more hands-on than the king. The king sort of makes the plans and, you know, hands them off to whom can do them best. The knight wants to give it a go. They want to give it a try. Even if it's new, they want to give it a go. They don't care if they mess up. They'll learn. They're really smart. You know, this knight's really smart. They're really quick. They pick things up fast, so they're not afraid to try. So when it comes to something coming for you this month that you just have to pick up and try, I would say take it from this guy or gal and give it a try. You know, I'm getting that they could help you. I just saw, like, that's weird. I just saw, like, training wheels and this person coming by and just, like, and, like, kind of, like, kicking them off or something, or, like, magically, like, making them disappear, and you're good. You're on the roll. That could be you, too, coming by and taking someone's training wheels off. So let's get one more card for Scorpio. This is a nice reading, Scorpio. I mean, it's being clear in your mind. I feel like you're driven by your heart with this night, with this air. When I think of air signs, I think of the head and the heart. Balance all around. You know, it has to be something you really care about with your heart to really make it do it that much. You know, it can't just always go on something because you think it's going to be and think and think and think, or you're just depleting yourself. It's always that balance that comes through with this night. So, and then you have the 9 of coins, grounding your ass down to make it real and long lasting and, you know, sustainable. I also see like a nest, just that place where you can come back and feel good no matter what happened when you had to rush off to something there. When you're here, you can relax. And it's a totally different energy than there. You can relax there too, but he needs to learn to do that a little bit better, usually. All right, let's get another card for Scorpio. Clarity for February 2017. The Knight of Air. Possibly Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini. But, you know, someone who always wants the truth. Who doesn't really stand for the bullshit. They don't stick around for it. They don't, like, sit there and get stuck in the mud or stuck in the muck. They just move along. I feel like they can clean the stalls pretty well. If they have a horse and they're always moving along, they have to learn to take care of the stables too, or it becomes a mess. All right, let's get another card for Scorpio. Oh, that's cool. You guys got the ostrich. I can see an ostrich like having its own stable, you know, like hanging out with big ass bird. They go so fast. They can move so fast. They're such a big, powerful bird. It's that land bird. This is that badass bird that lands and makes something real and abundant in their own surroundings. This is the one that takes those ideas that they get from spirit, from God, from your angels, inspiration that needs to come through you so it can get grounded on the earth. And then you can move with it, you know, make that something of pretty big solid substance, you know. There's a lot of meat here with something. I feel like that was like a 70s commercial. Where is that? Like the Where's the Beef? Oh my, that was so weird. If I can find that, I'll put it below. All right, let's see. Ostrich came up in a daily reading recently. Let's see. 23, so it's a 5. It's change. It's definitely having that, I see 5 as a wheel and then you move it, you know? It's meant to move. I also see the wheel and then I see it, well, I see it turn into a sphere, into something 3-dimensional, like a ball, so that it can move many different ways instead of maybe just one. That just made me think of like a vacuum cleaner for some, or like something like you move around like a skateboard but different wheels. All right, I don't know where I'm going with that one. Let's go to ostrich. I am ostrich, one of the great connector birds. I am the odd man out. I am acceptance. I am that which is not obvious. As an earthbound bird, I have a firmer grasp on what it takes to ground the world of spirit. I belong to both worlds at once, striking the balance, finding the harmony. If you have found me, it is time to bring those messages you hear back down to earth. No wisdom does service to the world if it is left to rattle around in your head. Some people fill up on so much spiritual knowledge that they forget to share. Others simply fail to come back down. The higher worlds are mesmerizing, but like me, you are earthbound for a reason. Find a creative outlet. Tell a story, make a move, raise up your head, and keep your eyes on the prize. I'm a quick runner and can show you how to quickly spread your newfound wisdom. Perhaps you already know your best angle, and I have simply come to ensure you to follow it through. You are channeling. You are bringing something forth. You are of the earth. You are ostrich. This was a really nice reading, Scorpio. It's taking something that maybe you've wanted to do for a long time. You know, it could have been just in the ether, and it's just taking you, pulling it down, grabbing hold of it, and making it real. So you can really feel it and really experience it. Or maybe it's just a new experience on something you already are feeling. A new perception on that. All right. I hope this reading was helpful. I love you guys so much. I'll see you soon.